Hi everyone, this is Dr. Barkey, and this is a short presentation on the MA in Game Design at West Virginia University, and it basically goes through sort of some of the reasons for its creation and the value of an MA in Game Design, goes through the structure of the program, and talks about kind of how you can work your way through it. So this is meant to kind of provide you with a synopsis, and then I'm available to answer any questions and so on whenever you're interested. So let's get started. In 2018, the top 25 public game companies brought in over $100 billion, while the film industry grossed $41 billion. In a similar fashion, industry growth has triggered an increase in employment opportunities and higher education programs to train game designers, animators, code developers, and 3D graphic artists. For the top 25 game producing companies, the mobile sector dominates revenue with 45% of earnings. The console and PC companies earn 38% and 70% respectively. 80% of the market share is for software sales. So this is a thriving industry that is looking for expertise. The United States games market ranks second behind Asia Pacific in the size with $30.4 billion in game revenues and nearly 179 million active players. 2/3 of males and females play mobile games, whereas 42% of men are nearly twice the amount of the 24% of women who play console games. Game players not only purchase software, but also 79% make additional purchases inside of the game of virtual items. In addition to game players, there's also a category of user who is a game spectator. In fact, 42% of the online population watch gaming video content. So an area that is earning a great deal of revenue and is an area of industry growth. While the global gamification industry was valued at $5.5 billion in 2018, it is estimated to grow by 30.3% by 2024. The shift of both consumers and employers from desktop to mobile phones, internet devices, and so on has opened up a lucrative platform for banks, among others, to capture consumer interest. Mobile apps enable brands to issue surveys, even as short as a single question, allowing them to gather first-hand data. There's a growing need to design thoughtful programs. Gamification has the potential to revolutionize the many corporate personnel processes, but game design is crucial for achieving the best results, and that is where higher education has a significant role to play. Other industries besides business and sales marketing that have integrated gamification strategies include government, training, education, and healthcare. The business case for gamification is primarily about soliciting information from users through entertainment incentives. Companies track a user's behavior in response to short quizzes, polls, visuals, or audio clips, among many other techniques. The employment outlook for the game design and development industry is pretty strong, with 5 to 9% projected growth through 2026. Carnegie Mellon, and one of the leading higher education providers in game design, provides some useful data on their graduates in employment. While the average graduate annual salary is $86,250, the lowest salary reported in 2018 was $52,000, and the highest salary was $130,000. Their graduates are employed primarily in the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, and with the most employed on the West Coast. National data is comparable, with a median annual wage of $90,270. The top industries for 2016 that employed game designers include government, 31%, professional scientific and technical services, 23%. By far, most employed game designers have bachelor's degrees in hand, while around 20% have an associate degree. So you can see with an MA in game design, one has a step up over the current employees, and how that would be a way of achieving career advancement. Positions closely related to game development, such as character modeler, multimedia artists, and animators, ranged in average salary from $65,000 to $85,000. And in fact, part of the attraction of game design as a career is the multifaceted aspect of the many types of jobs it takes to actually build a game. Openings in the game industry range from the specialized technical artists to lead designers and producers. Our program is targeted toward individuals who desire to move above their entry-level position and take on leadership roles in the game design process. So here's the program description for game design. It's a 30-credit, 4-semester program for emerging game designers. You may have a bachelor's degree in game design already. You may be a graphic design artist that are attracted to doing game design or see that as a possible future. You may be a computer coder. I mean, really, our students come from a variety of aspects who have a very intense interest in developing a career in game design. Now, the curriculum combines a 3-course foundation series. So when you come in, no matter what, you do these 3 courses, and it's introduction to game design, introduction to game production, and then game theory. Those three sort of shape the foundation, and then everything else builds upon that. One of the key things or unique things about this particular MA is really 50% of the credits really go toward your thesis project. So you take the foundation sequence, you take a few more courses to kind of build your skills. We call them focus modules, and a residency component, and these are then come together to help you create your thesis project in the end, which is basically building a functional and playable game prototype. Looking at the goals of the program really gives you a chance to see what the intended output is, right? What we see the final graduate being able to do. So one is analyze the structure of a game to address theory, narrative, character, environment, and sound elements. Actually, this is one whole side of game design, is the idea of review and quality assurance. So that's certainly one aspect. And then certainly to produce a functional game prototype, and to do so based on theory, based on observation of the market, and then iterative process, and then a game design document. So those are the actual production. Hands-on production is a key aspect. Well, I would say the key aspect of the program. And then in game design, the work is really done in teams. On the rare occasion, you have an individual who may develop and do a game on their own, but this is quite limited. Usually it takes a team to do it. So we develop executive leadership and project management skills to manage a production pipeline, right? The idea that you work with other people, bring along, in fact, your thesis project, you create a team based on your colleagues in the program. And then finally, developing competence in usability testing. Again, that's another aspect of looking in the game design industry, game quality control. Some of the program features are that 100% of the course are taken online. We do have a campus residency experience it takes place in the summer. These are a 3-day type of, Friday, Saturday, Sunday type thing, where you come into campus meet the faculty, your fellow students. We have game designers from the field come in and offer workshops and so on, and we'll eventually have employers come in at that point too. We have this focus modular track where you take one credit, highly focused skill-based courses. So you might take a sound design course, you might take a coding course, you might take a script writing course, or an acting for animation course. Those are the kind of things where you can tailor your degree to the part of the game design industry that you're interested in. As I mentioned before, half the credits go towards your capstone project, which is a thesis. The capstone project itself is team-based, so you lead a team of your colleagues, and you'll each lead a team. You'll both lead a team and participate on a team to help others create their capstone project. And then that final capstone demo happens at a conference. You can choose any game design conference, or you can choose the summer residency, which essentially is a game design conference oriented toward our students. Here's how the degree sort of lays out, just credit by credit. As I mentioned before, the foundation sequence, Art 502, 503, and 505, there's 9 credits worth of just the foundation courses. And then you start building right away your capstone project. So the 600 courses all are part of your thesis. The first one is concept and research. Essentially, this is going into investigating, coming up with the basic concept for your game, and you in fact may already have one in mind even when you start the program. That's fine, but this will help you develop the research around it. Is this a viable concept? Is there already another concept out there that's very similar? What do you have to do to distinguish your concept from others? Then once you have that, that's of course would be your game concept document. You then would move on to the project plan. Here you lay out how will you actually get this done within the next 2 courses, basically over the next year. How will you get that project implemented? And then the project kicks off. You basically, with project launch, you create your team. You of course, the 604, by the way, the end of that is the game design document. So you have the document in hand, you're ready to go. And project launch, you start implementing it, putting together your team, and basically applying that timeline. And finally, the project production is basically the rest of it. The completing the project all the way to the end. And of course, you'll be working with the faculty advisor. You'll have also, of course, other students. You'll have critiques and so on as you work through that. And then the residency is something that happens once a year during the summer, up to 3 times. You have to take at least twice, depending on how you're going through the program, the pace that you're going through the program. And then we have those focus modules. They're taken at any time. So you take 3 to 4 of those. You take more if you want, where you are basically focusing your skills. Total credits for the program is 30 for a typical master's degree. So here's a little more on the focus modules, just to go into more detail. On the right, you see some of the instructional topics. These are some of the areas where you'll be able to take a course. We're developing these courses at the moment, so we have kind of a menu of courses to take, and as through time, there'll be more and more available for you to take. It allows you to diversify and specialize. So these are all mini courses. They are 1 credit, which means they're less work. They do last over 8 week semester. I'll talk about that in a minute. But those are all, so they're spread out. So basically it's less work for the 1 credit, but it's spread out over 8 weeks. And then there's also the internship apprenticeship option, so you can fulfill that by doing an apprenticeship if you'd like. There's also a professional conference. Going to conference is another way of fulfilling one of the focus module requirements. And they're all meant to be, when you notice the rapid develop protocol there, what that means is that we develop these based on the demands of the industry. So if there's a particular topic that comes up, we can quickly create a course, have it ready for you to take as a graduate student. Not instantly, of course, but probably within your degree. And these essentially are electives. They're sort of fulfill that part of the degree structure. And then the residency, just a little more detail on that. So it's a 1 credit course essentially, and it allows the faculty to meet you, to work with you face to face, for you to have a portfolio review at that time, for you to network with your fellow students, and of course, depending on where you're in the program, you might be presenting your concept, you might be presenting the final game, you might be being recruited to be on a capstone project team and so on. And of course, you'll meet with your faculty thesis committee, the committee that will be reviewing and approving your capstone project. So you can see some of the activities there. There'll be game designer presentation, workshops. There'll be a keynote. There's we'll do a game jam session with this and so on. So lots of fun stuff in this. And then you stay on the WVU campus and access the facilities there. Okay, here's what it would look like to actually progress through the entire degree as a half-time student. So if we look at, let's see, I think we come in a little tighter here. Here we go. This just brings you a little bit tighter to the sequence. So you can see starting out with the first 8 weeks, and you take 502 game design for 3 credits, and then 1 module that gives you 4 credits. So you can go faster than this, but this is a way you can go at a minimum and still access government financial aid and so on that might be available to you. Allows you to basically work and do the MA at the same time. You can see how as we go through the program, essentially each semester is similar. So you look down to this semester 1, this is term A. Term B, you take Art 503, another focus module credit. Then we come around to the second semester, so this might be, and these dates of course are just there for example. You see again the 3 credit and 1 credit. And then in the second half of that second semester, so term B of semester 2, you then actually start with your Art 603 concept and research. Continue that for semester 3, you're doing the design project plan, focus module 1 as well. Again, you continue with the project launch, and finally you'll have 1 full semester where it's a 6 credit project production course. That's where you really have 1 full semester to dedicate. All you'll do will be your project plan. You will have already finished your focus modules. If you want, you can take more, of course, but you will have completed that option already. Here's the other sort of piece to it, that I sort of talked through just there. So that gives you a good overview of the MA in game design. I'm available for any questions. You have my email on screen, and I'll just leave it up for a little bit. So get it at douglas.barkey@mail.wvu.edu. I check my email on a regular basis, so you'll hear back from me right away. Please send me any questions you have. I'll either connect you with the person you need to talk to about that question, or I'll answer it myself. Really looking forward to meeting you, so please don't hesitate to contact me. It's a program in which we really get to know our students, and I really look forward to to working with you to help you increase your skills and really level up and really improve your career prospects in game design and development.